Hiya, let's do some anytime yoga. And today we're going to be making full use of the arms and the hands. So if you have a belt or strap, that will become a handy tool for you, especially if you're a beginner or new to yoga. You might like to give yourself a little warm up first as well. Go back to session one and take from there some of the tips and hints on just getting your body warmed up a bit before entering into this session. Okay, get your belt or strap to hand and let's do anytime yoga. So let's get ourselves into a standing position. Have your feet either together or hip width apart, whichever feels most comfortable for you. And we're going to bring ourselves into what's known as Tadasana, mountain posture, whereby you're going to increase your stature. You're going to align your skeleton and you're going to stand upright, taller than you have done before. You're going to lift and create space from the soles of your feet and rise up through the ankles and the shins and the calf muscles, elevating the lower parts of the legs. Here, a continuum will then begin whereby all parts above want to lift and elevate in the same direction, upwards. So your knees rise, so do your thighs, hamstrings. Internally, pull up your pubis to your navel. Make space in that bottom part of your torso, all around the pelvic region. Lift the tummy. Lift the flesh on the back of your body. Everything is rising up to make you stand the tallest you have so far. It's almost like you can feel this silk thread from the crown of your head and it's pulling you up, whilst your feet are placed firmly in the earth. Close the eyes and you may feel the weight transferring around the soles of your feet now, and you want to centralize this weight. So ensure that you have your head placed centrally over your shoulders and your head and shoulders directly placed, positioned over your hips. And that every breath you take in, you have this sense of rising up, of elevation, of lift. And every time you breathe out, you surrender into the position. You don't collapse, you surrender. And you begin to experience this flowing motion of the breath that is calming and soothing to the mind and body, drawing yourself into an upright position that feels safe, comfortable and good. Then take a breath in and bring the palms of your hands to meet and place them on the heart. Press them together. Keep the shoulders soft, relaxed and away from the ears. Unclench your teeth. Soften the skin on your face. Be aware of the energy flowing across the shoulders, down the arms, the forearms, into the wrists, the heels of the hands, the fingertips. Release the fingers slightly and then link them so you get a good grip. And then pull them so that that grip pulls taut. Breathe in, and as you exhale, invert. And see if you can push the arms to straighten and push the palms of the hands forward, keeping those little fingers in alignment. You might find that they want to drop down, but see if you can keep them aligned Same too with the thumbs. They might push forwards or backwards or out. See if you can keep them in alignment. Nice stretch through the whole of the arms, reaching them out, shoulder level if you can, and then release gently and re-grip with the opposite index finger on top. So first of all, just really feel that you've got that grip and you can pull it taut. The fingers are right up to source. You're working with your phalanges, the bones of the fingers, as well as all the muscles and the flesh. And then rotate, invert. Nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, begin to straighten the arms and flatten the palms. Check that you keep those thumbs and little fingers in alignment too. Doesn't matter if it doesn't happen straight away. It will take time for everything to stretch and lengthen within the body. And this will happen most comfortably whilst you're observing the breath, because breath equals movement and movement equals breath. They are one and the same. You need both happening at the same time for it to flow gracefully. Live. And then bring the hands back and release. You might want to just shake the fingers as if you're flicking water off the fingertips, and then release. So now let's do that again. Let's take our first grip with the fingers, invert the hands, take a nice breath in through the nostrils, and as you exhale, begin to straighten the arms and take them over the head. You've still got that firm ground in the feet, and you've still got that lift rising up through the legs. Get the flesh elevating upwards. Now, it doesn't matter if at first that you can't fully straighten the arms. They might have quite a bend in them still. That's fine. You want to work here by relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, by unclenching the teeth and softening the skin on the face, and connecting to your flow of breath, observing it, noticing that when you breathe out, the tendons and the muscles will stretch and the flesh will tone. And again, look at having those little fingers and thumbs in alignment. If you can, you can take a look up and see how you're doing. If the fingers are popping up in the air, see if you can flatten them down. And then release, separate, relink with the opposite index finger on top. A breath in through the nose as you lift through the body, everything rising upwards. Exhale, invert. Let the arms straighten. Again, taking your time to feel the position. You might like to close the eyes so that you can have an inward view. Be aware if you feel that your shoulders are right up here by your ears. You've disappeared your neck. Let those shoulders relax and rise up through the head and neck. And then gently release out. Still standing in Tadasana, nice and straight, rising up, lifting, and lifting internally as well. Elevate the stomach, rise it up. And think about the skin all over the body here, all over the torso. Get it lifting upwards. Now focus on a spot in front of you and gently just rise up onto your toes. Don't lift too far too soon because you don't want to wobble or crash out of the position. It's about lifting slowly, keeping your body weight balanced equally and evenly over the stems of your feet, your toes, which are housed of phalanges too. The bones in your toes are called phalanges, as are the bones in your fingers. And then very slowly lower the heels to the floor. Nice deep breath in and out. So now we're going to look at giving greater flexibility to our shoulders, our arms, elbows, wrists and hands. And this is where a belt or strap will come in handy. If you're new to yoga, then don't judge yourself if it doesn't happen immediately, or if you feel that you're so far away from the fingers touching. Just keep practicing. Keep observing the breath, keep relaxing and softening, and before you know it, you'll be in the full position. So we're going to breathe in and we're going to take our right arm up above our heads. We're going to relax our right shoulder. And when we exhale, we're going to bend that right arm so that it rests around the shoulder girdle on the left side. Whilst getting into this position straight away, bear in mind if you're doing this, if you're pulling your shoulder right by your ear, take a breath in, open out across the front of the chest, take that right elbow back, keep it away from the head. Bring your left hand up and over onto the fleshy part of the right arm and gently see if you can draw it across, and be very kind here. Take your time, focus on the breath, and then release that left arm down. Then you'll breathe in and you'll raise that left arm and you'll do that full turn that we were practicing earlier, rotating it forward to the point where the palm of the hand then faces the ceiling. You then drop the arm behind you and bend at the elbow, okay? So the aim here, the goal, is for both hands, the fingertips to meet. Now if they don't, that's where your belt or strap will come in handy. It acts as a bridge. It gives encouragement for the hands to hold on to something and to work their way along. Over time as well, it doesn't happen immediately. You have to have some discipline and willpower to keep returning to the practice, to keep trying it until the fingers touch. And whilst in the fullness of this position, you breathe, you unclench the teeth, you stay lifting up through the body. This with the arms can even be done sitting in a chair, sitting on the edge of the bed, sitting on the edge of the bath. Anytime yoga can also be done anywhere. And then gently release. You might like to just Give those shoulders a little round forwards and backward. Let's go on the other side. So we begin by breathing in and taking our left arm up. Just put that belt over your right shoulder. So we take that left arm up, stretch it up, relax the shoulder, keep it away from the ear, and then bend at the elbow. Right arm goes out to the side, and as you exhale, you do that forward turn, that complete turn, and then take the arm behind you and then bend at the elbow until the fingers meet. And here is where you might want to use your belt to give that bridge for the hands to slowly come together over many minutes, hours, days, weeks of practice. And once they reach, you then stay nice and upright. Even if you are seated, you can still lift up through the trunk of the body. You can still raise the flesh. You can still take those breaths long and deep, being watchful of them. And then gently release out. Give the shoulders a couple of rotations forwards and backwards, and release. So being able to do this position will bring about greater flexibility in your shoulders, in your elbows, in your wrists, in your hands. The arms, the flesh will be toned, as will the skin around your deltoids at the back here, around the shoulder blades. Overall, giving you greater dexterity of use of your upper body and the appendicular limbs you find there, which are your arms. Bring your hands together at the heart chakra. Nice deep breath in and out, and release. Yoga can be done anytime, anywhere, and by anyone. See you tomorrow.